Take a listen.
If the president decides that his rival is a corrupt person and he orders the military or orders someone to assassinate him, is that within his official acts that for which he can get immunity?
It would depend on the hypothetical, but we can see that could well be an official act.
Okay, so John Sauer there, Trump's attorney, saying that that would be an official act, a sentiment then the majority of the court agreeing with today. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson noting how far this could go in her own dissent, saying, quote, the decision here is whether the president has the option to remove the attorney general by, say, poisoning him to death. I mean, Neil, you kind of said it tongue-in-cheek, and yet we all were stunned when Sauer made that, kind of stood by that proposition, right, in oral arguments. And yet now the majority saying that if the president says it falls within the purview of his official acts, does he now legally and officially say I can commit murder?
It's unfathomable that the Supreme Court, which has been such an august body, I think back to Chief Justice John Marshall, or I think about Justice Thurgood Marshall, people like that, are issuing a decision like this that allows for such things, calling them official acts. And that's why I think you saw Justice Sotomayor on the very next page, right after the part you showed, her very last lines are, with fear for our democracy, I dissent. And I can tell you, I've argued 51 cases there. I've been involved in hundreds more, and I've read hundreds more than that. I've never seen language like this, Katie, in a Supreme Court opinion or dissent. There is something really dangerous going on here, and something that is really threatening the entire basis of our Constitution and separation of powers. My parents came to this country from another because of the principle that no one was above the law. That's, what we hold out as most dear. And now to have a Supreme Court opinion that blesses, to be sure, for 100%, it blesses the president pressuring his Justice Department to falsely say that there were election irregularities. Like, they say that's an official act. Well, once you go down that road, yeah, you're talking about the hypotheticals that Justice Sotomayor said, or anything else. The pressure on presidents to do all sorts of untoward things is immense. Fortunately, for 200 years, we've elected people, Republicans and Democrats alike, who've colored within those lines. But I fear that the next one may not be so solicitous of our constitutional values and norms.